Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg. I'm an Atlanta area Social Security disability attorney, and today I'd like to talk to you about delays. One of the things in the disability world that we struggle with are the long delays at Social Security. The disability program is a little bit dysfunctional. They're short of staff. They're short of judges. They're short of judges staff. And so what happens is these cases are taking a really, really long time. And one of the questions that I get from my clients in the Atlanta area is, how long is this going to take? And that's really relevant because if you're applying for disability and you're not working, that means you're going to go without money for a long period of time. And one of the things I tell my clients is you've got to prepare for that. And it can be very frustrating, very difficult. It's another reason why if you can continue working, you should, because this whole process can take a long time. So let me walk you through the time frame and give you an idea of what you can expect. So when you apply for disability, you can do it either online or by phone or in person. That's called filing an initial application for benefits. And when you do that, your application goes to an agency of the state of Georgia. Even though Social Security is federal, the people who make the initial decision are part of the state of Georgia. I think it's the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation. It's basically one of the state agencies locally here, and they contract with Social Security to do the initial decision making, and it goes to somebody called an adjudicator, and the adjudicator is kind of like a claims adjuster in an insurance case. And what the adjudicator's role is to evaluate the medical, collect medical information, and then make a decision with the help of a medical consultant that works with Social Security. So when you apply for benefits, what happens is your case is, if it's not done electronically online, which by the way is the way you really should do it, it's made into an electronic folder. It goes to the adjudicator. The adjudicator, again the claims adjuster, will send out requests for medical information from all the doctors that you've provided to them as treating doctors and hospitals and healthcare providers. That, by the way, is another reason why when you complete the initial application form, that you double check to make sure you've got correct addresses for all the doctors, hospitals, medical providers, because if you don't have the right addresses, then they're never going to get the request. That means the adjudicator and the medical consultant will never see the record. So it's worth making a phone call to make sure you have the right address, not just for the facility, but for the medical records office for that facility. So for example, Grady Hospital has a mailing address, but the medical records section for Grady Hospital is a different address. So you want to get the address for medical records so that Social Security can get them. And if you're treating with a private doctor, ask your doctor's office where medical request records can be sent and encourage them to cooperate. Social Security does not pay very much for medical records, and sometimes doctors' offices won't send them because they're not getting paid very much for it, but you want to encourage your doctor to cooperate. So that process, the initial application, the initial record gathering, is going to take anywhere from 3 to 5 months. And then the adjudicator will make a decision. Sometimes it'll be approved, but usually it's going to be denied. They will send out a denial notice. You then have 60 days to file an appeal to that denial notice. It'll say on the denial notice, you've got 60 days to appeal, and it'll give you the address of where to send the appeal. The appeal is called a request for reconsideration, and that is the first appeal. Basically, you fill out a form that essentially describes any changes in your medical condition. The reconsideration appeal goes back to another adjudicator at the state agency. It goes back to the same people who made the initial decision. Very few cases are approved at recon. I think it's around 10% of the claims submitted there are approved at recon. At the initial, about a third of the claims are approved. At recon, it's only about 10% of the ones that were denied get approved at recon. And that's going to take another 3 to 5 months. Then you have to file a second appeal, which is called a request for a hearing. So just to back up, you file your initial application, takes 3 to 5 months. Your recon, 3 to 5 months. You're now at 10 months. If it took a little time to get the appeal filed, you may be at a year. So 11 months to a year typically is when people are filing for a hearing. You file for a hearing. It's, again, a different form that you submit. And, again, it's also got a medical report there. You file for a hearing, and then the file electronically goes to the federal government. but it doesn't happen immediately. Basically, the case will be assigned to a hearing office, but it may take a year to 18 months before you have a hearing scheduled. I know how ridiculous that sounds, that you are sitting there disabled, you can't work, you're in pain, and you're going to be waiting 2 years, sometimes 2.5 years to get to a hearing, or a year and a half. But that's the way the situation is. So, and then when you go to the hearing, and we're going to get into this in this video series, what to do, how to prepare for a hearing, how to fill out the forms properly. But let's just leave it at you request a hearing, you go to a hearing, and then it may take another 3 or 4 months to get a decision. So start to finish, it is not uncommon for a Social Security disability case to take 2 to 3 years before you get your decision. Of course, no guarantee you're going to win, but even if you win, it's going to be, again, 2 to 3 years before you see any money from Social Security. That's why if you can keep working, you should keep working, and if you do have to file for disability, be prepared that you're going to be waiting for 2 to 3 years. Extremely frustrating. I wish I could tell you there was a way to speed up the process. There really isn't. There are a few things you can do, which you can all talk about in different videos, but for most people, for most of the time, there's not a whole lot you can do to speed up the process, and you're going to be in line with everybody else waiting to get your hearing, and then you get to a hearing, and then you wait another 3 months for a decision. Very, very maddening, very, very frustrating, but that is the world we're living in right now. Maybe it'll change at some point, but right now that's what we're dealing with. So, hope you found this helpful, a little depressing, but helpful. If you did like this, please give it a thumbs up on YouTube and like it on our Facebook page. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and subscribe to our Facebook page, like our Facebook page. You'll see plenty of information there. And if you haven't already done so, I've got a website called ssdanswers.com/Atlanta, and you can go there and you can download my free Secrets to Winning Disability Survival Kit, and that will give you a lot of good information about what I've learned over the past 20 plus years, 25 years, about how to win disability cases. And I think you'll find that very helpful. It's delivered by email, and I update it frequently. And again, I've also got a lot of good information on this YouTube channel and on my Facebook page too. If I can be of assistance to you, please reach out to me. My direct phone number, 770-393-4985. I handle disability cases in the Atlanta hearing office, the Atlanta North hearing office, Covington. I'll go to Gainesville. I'll go to Athens. We'll go to Macon, Columbus, even as far north as Chattanooga. I pretty much handle all of North Georgia. So if I can be of assistance to you, and if you have a case outside of that area, I work with other attorneys. I can help you with that as well. So if I can be of assistance to you, please reach out to me directly. And until next time, I wish you all the best. Thanks a lot. Hi, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I hope you found this video helpful. If you'd like to know more about how to win your Social Security disability case, I'd like to invite you to download my Secrets to Getting Approved Early Survival Kit that I created just for people like you. Currently, I'm making the survival kit available at no cost, and I encourage you to grab your copy now. Some of the topics I cover include: how do I know if I have a case? Is it the right time for me to file my claim? 9 common mistakes that can doom your case. The 3 must-have arguments you use to win your case. And a topic that every disability claimant wants to know: how to avoid trick questions from the judge. If you or a loved one need to win Social Security disability benefits, you'll find the Survival Kit essential reading. Download your Survival Kit right now and at no cost. Just visit ssdanswers.com/survival and sign up. It's that easy. Please act now. And as always, I wish you the best.